Hello, good afternoon. This is my Exercise Science and Me final video that I'm making. Question number one. What exercise science area did I originally want to pursue in career wise? It has always been to be a strength and conditioning specialist. Um, that was my motivation to actually come back to school. That's something I've wanted to do in the beginning and I still want to do. And I'm looking really forward to pursuing that. Question number two, did I still want to pursue that career? The answer to that is yes, and even more so now. I'm getting more excited as I get deeper into the curriculum, into the 300 and 400 level courses, and I can't wait to actually do my field work, which I was supposed to do this summer, but got interrupted with the pandemic going on. But the answer is yes. As we progress through, as I progress through my higher education, I'm getting more excited to achieve that goal of mine and go on and work in that field. Question number three, how did the CBL projects impact me personally and professionally? And then, well, I'll answer that first. Personally, I've always liked the community-based learning projects, even in prior courses that I've taken with you. I just like working with people, and it kind of opens your eyes um, for the local standpoint. I know we've talked in the second part of the question is how to expand local, national, and global knowledge, and having the guest speaker from Africa come in, I had an idea what it was like over in Africa, as I had spent some time over there. But it really just kind of it really kind of highlights what how less fortunate people really are, and that motivated me to get more involved. And I'm actually hoping to go on and get my CBL certificate by the time I graduate. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the course. And I like how obviously we put a fitness and health spin on it for the course curriculum. But I think that's good for anyone, even for people who aren't really passionate about it, to work towards overall health and kind of get that information out there. I really enjoyed making the exercise videos and having like tangibles for people to reference. So I hope that's actually useful for people in the future on all three levels, locally, nationally, and globally, however they may be used. What three things did I learn from my exercise science field or regarding potential careers from my site visit? We only did the one. I only did the one site visit, and I did it at Parkside with the strength and conditioning coach, Ryan Feek. And I've actually been down there a few times since I've been to Parkside. So I've already had a rough idea how they did things, but I got to get a more in-depth look, and it kind of reinforced me wanting to work with that population. Student athletes, um, versus being an actual just commercial personal trainer. I want to work with people who want to get better, ultimately that really want to get better, increase performance. So three things that I took away from that, probably just to get out there and get the experience. Maybe even if that does mean working with different populations, just to be more well-rounded and able to adapt to those populations. Another thing I learned is you actually have to be all in for this type of career, as that's how it is with most careers. But you need to actually invest yourself into this to get what you want out of it. And I feel like if you're passionate about something, that shouldn't be as hard as versus going to a job you hate every day and just putting that smile on. And probably the third thing I learned is it's just good to network, get to know different people, not only within the career field, but just people that you might work with on a day to day basis. For example, if you're a strength and conditioning trainer at a school, it's good to know who the athletic director is, who the dietitian might be working with these student athletes. And it doesn't hurt to know people. It can always help you out in situations. The next question, what did I learn about my peers or from my peers? Um, since coming back to college as a whole, I've learned a lot. sitting in classes all day with people, some of them up 8 to 10 years younger than me. I've learned a lot. How motivated people are or aren't, who to kind of target and work with. I've always been someone that took a lot away from people who aren't as motivated. I learn a lot from people who aren't the greatest to learn from to begin with. So I feel like I'm more of I am an optimist. I can take, even if it's not a good situation, I feel like I can learn something from it. So I just, academic excellence is definitely a goal of mine. So when I come to class and I see someone trying hard or even not trying that hard, I would say I get just as much from both types of students. But in our class, we had a really good class, I think, and I really enjoyed coming to class every day, or the days that we did show up, and working with them. So I guess the biggest thing I learned is to just get to know more people, kind of branch out, kind of goes hand in hand with the networking thing, and it'll make the experience better overall. Um, how can you be successful within this major and career? Well, what I plan to use this degree for, first of all, I plan to graduate, get my undergrad, and then I want to get my national level certification for strength and conditioning. And then at that point, I actually want to go back into a government job. I'm thinking about USPS, being a postal worker. I have roughly 9, just under 10 years left before I can fulfill a government pension with my prior military service. So I would like to finish out that overall commitment. And then I would love to do this stuff part time, or ideally part time, build up some credibility, get the work experience in, and then ideally, post retirement, do this full time because it's what I'm passionate about. I'd love to do this full time. I just like being in a gym. I like being in a training facility and working with people on their performance levels. And for me, it's really, self-satisfying. There's a lot of gratification in that. So I think to be successful, you have to enjoy it and you have to invest yourself. And in order to do that, a level of passion is needed. And if it's something that you're truly passionate about, it's really cliche, but they say if you're passionate about it, you don't work a day in your life. But I do believe in that. So my end goal here is to, do this full time one day, and not have to worry about financial stuff or anything, because I had already fulfilled, I checked those boxes, so to speak, and now I'd actually be doing something that I'm happy to be doing, working with the younger crowds, and getting that self gratification. And I believe that was it. But all in all, I really enjoyed this course. It's really unfortunate that we got cut short because of the pandemic. I really enjoy you as an instructor. This was my second course with you. I will be taking another course with you in the fall. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it won't be online, but even if it is, we'll take that as it comes. But thank you for being a great instructor.